honored to host this call for our amazing group, Evolution Era. I have been diving into the science and the research behind this water for the last 3 months, like really deeply, and I've put together this presentation. I'm really excited to share it with you. So let me share my screen. Let's see, can I share? There it is. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah, okay. Present. All right, so I just wanted to quickly walk you through the evolution of liquid. About 30 years ago, it was super common to see a lot of people drinking soda, and that was like a common drink that people would drink. And then the evolution happened and people learned and they were like, oh, soda's bad for you, drink diet soda. So then everyone was drinking diet soda. And then we realized that the sugars, the artificial sugars, were causing cancer. So they said, don't drink diet soda, drink Gatorade and kombuchas and water. And so today we're talking about holistic water because there is a difference between what kind of water we drink. Najik's model is change your water, change your life. And if I am not walking representation of that motto, I don't know what is. This has changed my life, my family's life. I was able to grow a human, birth a human, and heal postpartum with this water. So it's just changed our lives in so many ways. But again, getting back to the fact that not all water is equal. The human body is 75% water. Our blood is 92% water. Our bones are 22% water, and our muscles are 75% water. Your body is made up of water. And if you're consuming the right type of water, your body can detox. If you're consuming the wrong type of water, your body cannot detox efficiently. And most of the water within our body is found in our cells. So when we drink water, I never really understood why we drink water. And the reason why we drink water is because the electrolytes in the water or the minerals in the water. And these are some four electrolytes or minerals found in water: sodium, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. And there's a few tests done. If you get back to the person who got you the link for this call, they can send you this test that a gentleman did where he tested the regular water out of the tap and kangen water, and it was found to have 30% more sodium, 30% more magnesium, 30% more calcium, and 20% more potassium. So for every molecule of water, you're getting more of those minerals that you need, and you need these electrolytes to keep all of your organs, blood, bones, and cells working properly. So I quickly wanted to touch base on the root cause of disease in the world. And I think so much of the reason why we are all here learning about the science of this water is because we ourselves, or someone we know, someone we love, our families, have had disease in the body, dis-ease as I like to call it, or some sort of inflammation. What is causing this in the body? What is causing chronic disease? Well, the number one cause of chronic disease is acidic stress. It's the precursor to oxidative stress. It's caused by diet, sugar, corn, animal proteins, emotional stress, physical stress. We all know somebody with elimination problems. No one wants to talk about it, but there's people close to us with elimination problems. This causes acidic stress in the body. It's a buildup of toxins. What happens then from the acidic stress? Also, our cell phones, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 5G, all also cause acidic stress. Our air is actually acidic. As you'll see later on the presentation, I'll show you my ORP meter. But after our body endures acidic stress, oxidative stress is then what happens. And it's the chemical process of stealing electrons from the different atoms in our body. And this creates a whole host of issues, free radical damage to the cells that just cascades on and on and on like a domino effect. I found this to be really interesting. So when babies are born, they're 75% water. Over our lifetime, the elderly people and the chronically sick people are believed to only be 65% water. So that's how dehydrated they are when they are dying, because they've been dehydrated their whole life. And it's just this ripple effect of cell deterioration, which causes inflammation, which causes disease. We can all go, I think they say 30 days without food, but only 3 days without water. So I know a lot of you watching already buy organic, already really truly care about the products you put into your body. Water is the most important thing. It's the foundation of everything. And I didn't know this, and so many people don't know this. So I'm sharing with you today so that you can take this information and share it with others, because water, you're a ripple, and this ripple is going to be sent out all over the world. And it's just so amazing to learn. So yes, we're about to get into some science, and it might be like, whoo, this is a lot of information, but just try to take it in. I will post this presentation so you can go through it. But free radicals are what happens when acidic stress causes oxidative stress. So what's happening here? The atom is stable when electrons are paired with other electrons. But under conditions of oxidative stress, electrons become separated from their partners. One single unpaired electron creates an unbalanced, stressful state. This is the definition of a free radical, a single unpaired electron. In an effort to find stability, the free radicals steal electrons from neighboring atoms. This creates balance in the first atom, but then it creates free radical in the second. This then creates a cascade and propagates rapidly, creating irrefutable damage through the cells. That's why when a baby is born, they're 75% water. And when you're chronically ill, not everybody, just chronically ill people who die of chronic illness are 65% water. So over their lifetime, they become 10% dehydrated. So again, free radical leads to oxidation, which leads to aging and inflammation. What are our options when it comes to water? Well, most people think of tap water. You know, I hear all the time when I ask people, what kind of water do you drink? They're like, well, tap water, right? You know, it's like, that's what everyone drinks. But really, I'm grateful that I learned this knowledge about a decade ago, but that was only because I was living in California, where they just have some of the worst water. But tap water has so many pollutants in it. And under the ewg.org, you can find all of the contaminants in your tap water. So again, most of the people that I talk to on a daily basis who do file that EWG report find contaminants that they do not want to be drinking themselves or feeding to their children. So tap water is super acidic and has harmful toxins in it. But what about bottled water? Well, bottled water is an $18 billion industry. So a lot of people obviously buy bottled water. But let me talk about Dasani here. Everyone knows Dasani, right? Well, Dasani has the first two ingredients of it are potassium chloride and magnesium sulfate. Both of those minerals dehydrate you. And then the water in it is acidic. So not only are they giving you acidic water and you're paying for it, but you're also paying for minerals that are dehydrating you. I mean, really great marketing tactic, right? If you're going to sell a bunch of water, make sure it dehydrates you first, you know? The second, mm, the second bottle on here have on here is Aquafina. That is reverse osmosis. What is reverse osmosis? Well, it's a process of stripping all of the electrolyte, the minerals from the water. So all of those things that I mentioned in the beginning, the electrolytes that you drink water in the first place to have, to carry nutrients throughout your body, through your cells, to your organs, RO water is completely dead of that. So not only does it doesn't have any of the toxins that you see in tap water, but it also has no minerals either. So again, we don't want to be drinking dead water. We're eating organic, high vibrational plant foods, or, we're taking all the toxins out of our home, or we're doing things to help prevent health or prevent disease by going to the chiropractor and all these things. Water should be the foundation of all of it, because it's literally what helps all of the other things we do absorb more rapidly into the body. And let me get into that really quick. I wanted to touch base on the fact that water is a solvent and a scavenger. And when put into plastic, it leaches plastic chemicals out of the plastic and into the water. And then if you drink these bottled waters, you are then ingesting xenoestrogens, which are found in plastic. What do these do? They are endocrine disruptors. So they, again, cause disease, cause dis-ease in the body. They cause a deterioration of our cells. Any disease that ends in itis is an inflammation disease and is caused by high acidity in the body. So what's the answer? Can we all take a moment, if we have some water, to drink a sip of this beautiful water and just cheers? Yummy. I love the taste of it. Okay, so this is a quote from Dr. Tim McKnight. He is the reason why we have this presentation. He has an amazing book called Confessions of a Skeptical Physician, and so much insight into what we're about to dive into. So he says, hydrating with ionized, antioxidant rich, superior tissue and cellular penetrating water that can bathe every cell and every tissue with the most predominant important healing molecule the body can use is the simplest, most important step towards optimal health. Like, take a moment and just absorb that. Like, whoo, all of those powerful words, superior tissue, cellular penetrating. Like, who doesn't want that in their body, in their children's body, in their family's body, people they love? So why this water? What's so special about it? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the history. Residents in small villages around the world, the Alps, the Himalayas, the Caucasus Mountains, and the Nordenau, Germany, drank this special water. They had fewer disease, lived longer lives, and just were thriving communities. What was different about this water? Well, it was highly alkalized. It had oxidation reduction potential, and it was microclustered. So the Japanese took over where the Russians failed and figured out how to recreate and manufacture a machine that produced this type of water. So again, going back to that slide where I showed you tap water, Dasani and Aquafina, you cannot find those things pure in nature. There's nothing compared to tap water pure in nature coming off of waterfalls. You cannot find RO water and you cannot find Dasani water, but you can find kangen water. It's pure, it's nature. We just recreated it so we could all have it in our homes to benefit our healths. So again, diving more into the science, the chemistry. I didn't know any of this, or maybe I learned it and forgot it, but I don't think so. Okay, so water is comprised of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. In the human body, Elemental oxygen makes up 65% of the total body weight, carbon 18%, hydrogen 10%. In other words, just 3 atoms make up 93% of our total body weight. So it is no surprise that water comprised of oxygen and hydrogen is the most abundant and important molecule and the most complex of all life forms on the planet. What is an oxygen atom? Well, you're looking at it right here. The inner shell can always hold 2 electrons, and the outer shell contains 6 electrons, but is capable of holding 8. This means that the oxygen atom is always seeking to fill the outer shell with 2 more electrons. To do this, it must steal electrons from other atoms. This is called oxidizing agents, because they steal electrons to satisfy the need to fill the outer shell. What is a hydrogen atom? In contrast, the hydrogen atom has 1 proton and 1 neutron in its nucleus. This single proton exerts a very weak pull on the lone electron. This means that hydrogen's only 1 electron can be easily stolen or donated to the stronger pull of the oxygen. For this purpose, hydrogen is referred to a reducing agent or antioxidant. So again, oxygen, oxidant, hydrogen, reductant, antioxidant. That's why you hear people who are drinking this water talk about molecular hydrogen, because it's those antioxidants that are why we're drinking this water, one of the reasons. So how do we get this water? Where does it come from? It comes from a process called electrolysis. In this process, electrons are added, the reduction, at the cathode side, and electrons are removed, oxidation, at the anode side. So if you've ever seen a kangen machine, one end is sending out oxidation and the other end is sending out reduction and the other end is sending out oxidation. Does this kind of make sense? Okay, perfect. I know it's a lot, but it's so valuable. So what are the features of this water? The same water, remember, that they found in the Alps in Nordenau, Germany. What was that water? It had high pH, which means splitting of water into hydrogen ions and hydroxyl ions. It had oxidation reduction potential, which is the generation of free electrons from platinum nanoparticles associating with hydrogen ion to form active hydrogen. Again, that electrolysis process, when the water passes through those 8 plates, it's electrolyzing, adding active hydrogen. And then microclustered is the third feature of this water, which means reduction in the nuclear magnetic resonance energy of the H2O molecule. So it's just microclustering it, and we'll get into that. Okay, so what does pH mean? I had no idea. It meant potential hydrogen. The more hydrogen ions are concentrated in a solution, the more acidic it is. The lower the pH, the higher the oxidation potential. The higher the pH, the lower the oxidation potential. So again, see on this chart here, we don't want to consume drinks and diets that are acidic for our body, because for optimal health, we have to have a blood alkalinity between 7.2 and 7.8. Our gut alkalinity also has a really important role in how healthy we are, because our 72% of our immune system is in our gut. So the benefits, obviously, of drinking alkalized water are detoxing our cells, weight loss, reduces acid reflux, improves bone health, heart health, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, all these things, right? We know so many people who are struggling with these things. Improves mental clarity and boosts overall immune system, which, I mean, I just can't think of anything that's more valuable than having a strong immune system. All right, so This is really important to note. This was so huge for me to learn. It's a logarithmic scale for the pH scale. And so for every 1 point difference, it's a 10-fold difference in ions present. How crazy is that? So my tap water, which I have here, I'm going to just pour it in this glass. This is my tap water. We have like the craziest filtration system in my house and all of these different minerals and things. So you would think like the filter that came with this house is like $15,000. Crazy. There's a UV light. There's all sorts of things going on. So you would think it would be, you know, the best of the best. Well, guess what? This is my tap water. As you can see here, it's about between a 6, a 7. This is my kangen water, like 8, 9. It's, I mean, you can't, I wanted to show you a visual because it's so important to note that this, my tap water compared to this, has 100 times more hydroxyl ions, 100 times more molecule, like that much more hydration, that much more alkalinity for my whole body. It's adding hydrogen to all of my cells. I'm vibrating, like I have the most energy. It's honestly crazy. I don't know how it's the water. I'm just gonna say it's the water. Okay, so what's the difference between alkaline and ionized alkalized? Because I didn't know there was a difference. Well, alkaline is essentia. You've all probably seen it. Sports, you know, celebrities have been representing it. But what is it? It adds minerals. It's taking acidic water and adding like baking soda to it, sodium bicarbonate. And what it does is it raises the hydrogen in the water. But if you've ever taken a bottle of essentia and you blow into a straw into the water, it actually changes the pH back to the acidic water. It's a pretty cool test that you can do on, you know, your social medias to show people what's ionized alkalized water. Well, kangen water is not stabilized. You're never going to find it on a shelf, right? It goes through electrolysis. Amanda Bobbitt calls it glacial milk, like, you know, I just want to think of it like I'm just standing at the bottom of the glacier, you know, drinking this amazing water that's alkaline, free electrons, and has a high absorption rate. Okay, so the first feature was pH. The second feature is oxidation reduction potential. What is that? Well, here is a picture of an apple cut in half. What happens? It starts to age. You know, it starts to brown. That's the cells oxidizing within the apple. The same thing happens to us as humans. Oxidation is the process of aging water that is rich in active hydrogen. The more negative the ORP value, the more free radical neutralizing electrons the water contains. So again, as you see here in this diagram, oxidation is stealing electrons from the hydrogen. It's stealing electrons from the hydrogen. So let's use my ORP meter here, and I'm just going to show you the difference between my tap water. So the air is like this, I know this is backwards, but it's like 300 plus. So the air already we're breathing is acidic. My tap water is around 200 acidic. And then my kangen water is between 700 and 800, negative oxidation reduction potential. You want to, if you're using this meter, it's testing what the millivolts of the liquid are. So you can see here on the next slide, ORP meters measure between negative 2000 and positive 2000. My tap water is plus. So it's acidic, it's oxidizing. And my kangen water is negative 600 to 800. If you have people who are on chemo and have, you know, a lot of acidity in their body and they've been using the 9.5 and they're, you know, dabbling with the 11.5, that goes up to even negative 1100 on the ORP scale. That's amazing. So again, I want to reiterate, the higher the ORP, the more oxidative stress. So plus equals acidic, which equals oxidative stress. Negative is reduction. It's reduction of oxidative stress. So oxidation reduction potential. And this is called an ORP meter, which reads just that. So let me give you a little comparison. Blueberries have a negative ORP of negative 30, and kangen water is negative 500. So when you're drinking this, you're getting so many more antioxidants in the body than when you're eating food. So I want to go back to, again, what is a free radical? Free radicals break down cells over time. The body ages, it loses its ability to fight the effects of free radicals. The result is more free radicals, more oxidative stress, and more damage to the cells, which leads to a degenerative process, disease, and aging. We all know people who are experiencing this right now. Antioxidants protect against this very cell damage. So drinking kangen water, whether you start when you're, you know, a tiny pack of cells in a mother's womb, or you start when you're 80 years old, is going to help the cells, no matter what stage of life you're in. It's going to offer antioxidants to combat free radicals caused by acid, which is caused by oxidation, which is caused by all of the acidity in our environment. I know it's a lot to take in, but it's just so powerful to understand. So the last feature of kangen water is that it's microclustered. Now, everyone knows that when you boil water, it gets so small that it evaporates. And that those tiny, tiny microclustered molecules that are in the steam of water, that's why we boil water to get tea, they penetrate the herbs within the tea bag, which then steeps the tea into our water. So kangen water, this is just a bag of green ginger tea. So I'm just gonna leave this here for a little bit. But kangen water is so microclustered that you don't even have to heat the water to get the tea to start absorbing into the water. So what happens when it's microclustered? Why is that important to our body? Well, when it's microclustered, it's more rapidly absorbed into the cells. As you know, when you drink a glass, when you first wake up in the morning, you can just feel it absorbing into all of your cells, especially if you're like me and we're breastfeeding all night. Like this is just absorbing into my body, giving me the ultimate hydration. And it's at a cellular level. So the water is transporting minerals, those minerals that we talked about in the beginning. Calcium, magnesium, potassium. Those minerals are then penetrating the cell, removing cell waste, and adding 30% more of those electrolytes to our cells. It's hydrating. I mean, you start to see the picture of like how powerful it is. I know I'm going over in time and I'm just about finished, but just drinking this water for a week, 3 days, I mean, you feel it in your body. It starts detoxing your body immediately. I mean, and you detox, I mean, for me, I detoxed on a physical level, an emotional level, mental level, a spiritual level. It really helped me purge anything not serving me, because the more my cells get hydrated, I had a question recently from someone say, well, how long is it going to take? They want to know like how long it's going to take to see results. Every body is different, but when you invest in yourself in this machine, you want to drink it. It becomes part of your family. It's in your kitchen. You see it every day and you want to drink it. So I'm going to just show you really quick. This is just sitting here for 2 minutes. This is tea. It's already steeped into my water. That's not possible with tap water. And you can see demonstrations all over YouTube. So simply put, electrolyte reduced water gives you the best possible outcome to work with the 72 to 75% water in your body. It facilitates the best nutrition, detoxification, energy, health, and healing. If you can do anything to start your day, start the foundation of youth and health, it is drinking this water. At least a gallon a day. We all try in our family to drink as much water as we can, and we feel amazing. We feel so energized. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so grateful to be able to share this with you. And does anyone have any questions? Again, I'm not a scientist by any means, but I've just dove through the research, and any questions that you have, I would be happy to answer if I can. If not, I would love to learn it and get back to you.
You are amazing, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm so grateful to share.
You really made it like so easy to understand, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that, because at first I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of information.
You get a sneak peek of this thyroid slide that I'm really interested.
Yeah, I will send out the presentation. So, mend it how you will. If you saw the last slide of mine was about thyroid disease. So I'm basically taking this presentation and then I'm personalizing each and every person that I come in contact with. So I'm wrapping it all around to show them how this can help their specific challenge, so that, I'm taking the time to learn about their disease and their illness and what's causing inflammation. And then I'm showing them on a cellular level how this is going to change their lives. So it's really valuable if you're doing the business to just really connect and understand what that person is needing on a cellular level. All righty.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi. I hear little voices. It's so sweet. Oh, all right. Well, if anybody wants to add anything, I wasn't able to look at any of the chat, but if there's any questions or anything, let me know. And yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you for allowing me to share.